Rolling.
What's going on, guys? Bradley Marr here. Look, this is like this is the same day from another video that we did, but I thought something that was really important, and I wanted to ask you some questions.
Sure.
How old are you?
42.
So Ray's 42.
Dr. Ray's 42.
Dr. Ray's 42.
I'm almost 43, actually.
Almost 43.
Almost 43.
Let's just round up. Say 43.
He's 43. So listen.
Wait, hold on.
I'm kidding.
Okay, he's 42. We can't give him more years. Okay?
I know.
But there's not a ton of. Actually, there are a good amount of older people who, because I look at the demographics.
Yeah.
In that older demographic that watch these videos.
Yeah.
So these are for people who are, let's say, 40 and over.
Yeah.
How do you stay in shape? Like, because you're in great shape. You're strong. Like, you showed me a video. You were deadlifting 5 1/4. What is that? How much is that? I'm really bad. I don't add orders.
545.
545. Yeah.
So 545, like, and you've been.
It was easy.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like physically in great shape. We saw you flexing. I wish we could include the videos of him flexing over here with his shirt off that we had earlier. That he doesn't want me to show his wife, but I'm gonna send it directly to her when they go to baseball practice.
Oh my gosh.
Just so she can know that you were in here at 40-some years old and acting a fool. Here's the deal though. When I'm 40-some years old, I'm still gonna be in here acting a fool. So, but I have some questions about being that age.
So I think you have to have ingrained it. You have to have started the wiring and firing in your system a long time ago, unfortunately. Just like, I like to for instance, I like to play golf.
Okay.
I'm not going to be near any good at golf if I don't get those motions down early in life. And I think with mechanics of the body, you don't see it because they're invisible. And then over time, you're noticing, oh, hey, maybe I want to get back in shape. Maybe I want to get back into fitness, and I'm 30. I'm done with all my schooling. I got my job. I got my career. I want to get into, start my fitness, lifestyle, and people start dabbling and trying to figure out what's the diet, what's the training. And they'll try all these different, regimens for different training styles. They'll try all these different diets for different, eating styles, and you kind of have to find the blend that works for you the best. But the thing is, it's got to be simple. It's got to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's got to be easy.
So you said something that was interesting though. You think because you've been doing this for how long? Training. Because you've been consistent for a while.
25 years.
So you think that, okay, because it's fucked up, because imagine if someone who's 40 who's like, shit, I have been training for 25 years. Do you think it's not possible for them to get in amazing shape?
No, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. I just think you got to make the right choices, and that's got to be a daily thing. It's not just a one day, one time a week. It's got to be an everyday.
So this could speak to people who are also not of that age, and people who are like obviously in their 20s or 19 or 18. Starting the process now to get in some sort of rhythm and consistency so that as you age, you'll be able to maintain that much greater.
And there's people that think they've got the answer where they're young and they're having like more of a going out lifestyle, party lifestyle, and they kind of mix the fitness with the fun.
True.
And you start seeing that over time. I've seen that a lot of times now.
Yeah.
A lot of times now. And over time, you see these people develop genetically, physically, and they don't have the same structure, they don't have the same mindset, they don't have the same reason for training. For me, I love it. I have fun. It's like hanging out in a party-ish fashion, so to speak, like going out for a barbecue, like kind of thing. I have fun. I like training. I like talking with everybody, catching up, whatever. But at the same time, I'm challenging myself every day, knowing where I'm at and what I'm doing. I'm going to try to beat that every time. So I know there's people in here that deadlift 600, 700, 800, squat that same, or bench 400, and I'm probably a little bit less than that, a little bit less than that. But at the same time, I've developed it.
So what do you think is really important for someone who's over 40 to be in amazing shape?
Like I said, you have to start. Well, you have to start a couple staples into your lifestyle. The staples being fluid intake. Look at your fluid intake. Like for instance, I've been drinking Kangen water now for almost 2 years, and the alkaline water, hydrogenally charged, negatively charged, right? It allows me to absorb better. Now that's a small thing, but it's a big thing if you keep accumulating.
Has that made a difference?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I think it's more so. It's not a difference like it's going to make a difference one time. Everything over time makes a difference. Like
everything involving your body it's not a one-time thing. That's one of the most important things. Like because here's the funniest thing. Like people think this is like the perfect example of this. People think I trained all week. I'm gonna go eat shitty, and then I'm gonna be fat.
Yep.
It's like, number one, it doesn't work that way. But on the flip side, it's like, okay, it's also eating healthy for 1 week, 2 weeks doesn't mean now you're gonna be Superman. Like people really get that twisted, like, because like I notice I've had conversations with people where they'll be like, yeah, I cheated, like they're just like, fuck it, like their whole day is ruined, their whole life. But it's like, that one day, maybe that whole day or those whole, like that's not gonna throw off the last 3 years of your life.
That was never a physical question they were answering. It's a mental question they were answering. So So they're thinking, I'm gonna go eat this whatever. I'm gonna go do this whatever. It's all here. There's like all kinds of things going on in here that makes this work. So you gotta have all this shit in here, make this work so when you go here, you're ready. Like there's times I'm in my car getting ready to train and I'm like, oh, that was a crazy day. But if you can just tap into that mindset of what you need for the routine and go with it, I think I've developed that over time.
So I have a question then, because you're older, and I've even had moments where like I'm 30 now, I've gotten older, obviously we all do, and I was like, there's times where I'm like, man, I feel a little less motivated. So obviously fast forward 10 years, maybe I have struggled with that more. Like where do you,
well, that's the answer.
Where do you continue to find that?
So, well, you know, I do have a family now, and I think it's not like that's the reason, because I know a lot of people have family that they don't use that as a reason, but I think it's more so that the obligations of my time have gotten so much more minimal. Like Kev's always hitting me up, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, gotta do that. The time frame's so much more condensed that you have to be more precise with your accuracy on what you're doing.
It's so true.
And if you don't,
remember when you were more busy, you were almost in better shape because you had to go to the gym at this time. Where like you're an entrepreneur now, you're like, yeah, I'll go later. I got to do this meeting first, and then you like don't go, you know?
Yeah.
So I will definitely say that the one thing that's allowed me to keep that motivation is music. So like
music.
Like, I play guitar.
Dude, I
play guitar. I minored in guitar in college, and I just wrote my wife a song for our 7-year anniversary.
That's so fucking cute, dude.
And it was cool, and it made me feel something. And you got to feel something to get into this world. You can't just walk in like want to look cool in pictures and post yourself. I think it's more you gotta, you know. I've seen that's another thing. I wasn't an Instagrammer, so like I didn't care about like trying to showcase myself as much as everybody else to try to show them like, hey, I'm lifting, hey, I'm getting there. I already know I'm there. I want to make sure that I stay there with my routine. And the routine is, you know, coming here with good music, blaring, shut everybody out. That's the routine.
Yeah.
You don't, and a lot of people go to a gym to talk, a lot of to find meaning of something else. But you got to come here for the right reasons. I think that's the purpose first. And when you come, and if you have that simple stuff, but it's hard. You know, your mind's got to be right. But music for me, and while I do like is when I search on music, whether Apple Music or Spotify, and I search on music and I find something I haven't heard in a while that I used to like love to listen to.
You're like, heck yeah, throwback.
I'm like, man, I miss this.
It gets you going.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm not going to bring up any names because I don't want to show my age or anything. But
some old Eminem.
But I found Eminem's good. I like Eminem. I like
some old what?
You like metal.
I like Suicidal Tendencies.
Okay. What else?
I wasn't into Motley Crue, but you know, Looks That Kill came along, and I was like, wow, this is a jam.
Damn.
This is a jam.
So you put on the oldies.
And then I just sometimes, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for, you know.
Right.
I just find that your feeling is tied to the music sometimes, and sometimes it's a song
like
you never.
This is like a time in your life when you heard it. Like it kind of brings that back.
Like I heard this. What was it Migos? Mustard.
Okay. Wait, Mustard? Wait, DJ Mustard? But the song's called Mustard.
The song's called Mustard, right? Am I wrong?
I don't
want to be outdated, man. I know.
It might be called Mustard. It sounds.
I just
accurate.
lost my cool status right now. I know,
fine,
but
dude.
I'm just.
You're talking about the Migos. It's okay.
But I think it's him. But anyways, song came on. That's called Pure Water.
This is DJ Mustard's song.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Pure Water. So now, being older, I like music, but I'd never heard that song like routinely.
Yeah.
You know? Back in the day, we used to listen to certain radio stations. Now it's all Sirius XM, and now it's all I don't even know what it is anymore.
Streaming.
Streaming.
Right.
So Pure Water came on streaming. I was like, man, this song is the jam. You know what I mean? Right? I was like, this song rips. I put it on repeat one. Best workout. Because I was in that mode.
In that zone, yeah.
You gotta find that. That's what you gotta find.
What gets you there? That's what I'm saying. You got to find what gets you there.
Well, I think new feelings of the same feeling, if that makes sense. So
for sure it does.
You know, you have to repeat that. Like you were talking about instinctual training, I think, like training on instinct.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll wake up.
Fucking YouTube videos.
Yeah, bro.
Take it easy.
Jesus.
I follow him a little bit.
Okay.
But I, you know, yesterday I was supposed to train legs, but I hit deadlift so heavy.
Okay.
I wanted a little more recovery. That was my instinct. But on the Monday I was supposed to train legs. You know.
Right.
But you know, now I realize I can alter where I feel is right. It took me up to 40 to figure out I can do it the way I want to do it, not like how somebody else does it. Like pieces of the puzzle came.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just found like, and
that's relevant for everyone though.
And I want to just one thing. We were talking about intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Right. And like not eating, but to me that sounds like you're starving yourself. You know, like you're in the desert and you can't eat or something like that. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I think the missing fact. This is crazy. I just came up with this yesterday. This is the missing factor. This is groundbreaking, I think.
This is fucking groundbreaking. If you just came up with this yesterday, it's groundbreaking.
Fluid diet.
What?
So a lot of the parts missing in between the meals is fluid.
Yeah.
Enough water.
100%.
And we're 80% water as human beings, right? And I find so
Holy
much.
shit, you're saying I'm Aquaman?
Pretty much.
Holy, I knew it. dude.
Aquaman's better looking, but still, it's all good. It's all
Taller.
good. It's
It's
fine. It's all good.
It's not that much taller, dude. I met him.
Maybe,
okay?
maybe
like
longer
6'5",
hair.
bro.
No, he's not, dude.
He's got longer hair.
He's like 6'8".
He's not.
I'm
He's
kidding.
not fucking 6'8". I met him at fucking Whole Foods. He's not that damn tall. All these fuckers lie about that.
But you have, since December, since I've been doing more Kangen,
Yeah.
or just more alkaline water charged. And by the way, I use a lot of Origin, as I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
I noticed that the water dissolves it faster and makes it more of a soluble uptake better. Like you can hyper absorb better. Point I'm trying to make is, all your body has all these fluid capabilities.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all.
We focus more on food than fluid.
Yeah, we need to focus more on water.
Yes.
Fluid.
I'm sorry. That's what I thought I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to focus more on fluid, but it can be coffee, iced tea, diet drinks. I think those are cool, but you got to make the water primary.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so one day.
I always have. My workouts are literally 100% like 100% better when I'm more hydrated.
Yeah.
Literally 100% shittier when I'm not.
But I would challenge some people to try a full day of, you can eat protein shakes if you want or something, but just fluid intake with some calories, but not sugar calories, like protein calories or maybe some fat calories like a muscle milk or something like that. But if you have all that fluid, you're going to notice your waist dropping because it's excreting all of the toxicity that's built up like a gigantic filter over time.
Yeah.
And I was just so surprised.
It's a gem right here.
So I found out that, I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. Just like last December, where we're at? October now?
Yeah.
So it's almost been a year-ish, right?
Okay.
I started doing this. And like I was
Been doing
232.
this for 1 year.
Almost, yeah.
Okay,
So I was 232, and I didn't think I had like a weight problem or like a pounds problem trying to lose it. I just felt like my body wasn't flowing as smooth as normally does. Like for instance, if I go squat, my squats aren't as smooth as I like them to be, or I felt in the past. My bench is not as smooth as I like to be. So I started altering my diet with fluid.
Yeah.
And everybody thought I was crazy.
That's what I do.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, why is it crazy? It's just we're drinking more fluid. So I think, here's one thing. I think we've been brainwashed for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
100%.
Oh, that's a fact, dude.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Just like the earth was flat back in the day and everybody got killed for that.
It's not flat?
flat?
What?
Wait a second.
Wait. What? No way. I don't believe that.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
So this guy's so funny.
Yo, shut the
so
fuck up, bro.
funny.
You swear to God. What's the Earth then? Is it triangle?
My point is
fucking flat, dude.
my point is that
How you gonna walk anywhere?
Yeah.
meals were dictated. Meals were dictated when we were raised as families.
Okay.
Somewhat. Okay. Depends on how your family's
This
dynamics
is a
were.
fact, by the way.
Yeah.
So
For sure
breakfast,
a
lunch,
fact.
and dinner. I'll give you a perfect example. My son, right? He's got a good regimen of eating. My wife does a great job. But at the same time, I've noticed that there'll be times that he's not hungry or he is.
Yeah.
And he'll be like,
You
I
have
don't
to
want to
eat 'em.
eat. And then like 30 minutes later, I'm starving. And I'm just telling you, I think there's a primitive factor that we haven't really looked at of eating in a style where we don't have to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These
I'm
are
gonna
all.
tell you this
You don't
right now.
have to.
business-oriented.
It's all business oriented.
Just like the whole, when the protein shake shit first came out, they're like, you gotta have this many scoops, you gotta have this many
No.
times a day. It's because they wanted to sell more protein, right?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, before knowing any of this shit, I always did intermittent. I always just didn't eat that much. Like even as I got bigger, even as I've like gained weight, I just naturally would stop eating at around at nighttime, and I wouldn't eat till after my workout, midday sometimes. And I've liked the way I've looked for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But I've never really been a big eater. Well, I will admit though, I have had moments where 100% if I don't drink enough water, I look like shit, I perform like shit, I feel like shit.
Think like shit.
Think like my head feels foggy, I feel like I'm like this, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So, but without food though, I've never felt that way. I'm not saying without food, obviously for a few days I'm gonna feel low blood sugar.
So I looked up, with all that information, there's pieces I'm missing, but that's okay. When I looked up intermittent fasting, and I looked up fasting, I was like, I wonder how long somebody's the fastest.
Well,
the
it's
longest
just been around
fast.
forever.
So
you mean
the
the longest
longest
fast?
duration, right?
Oh, I don't know.
360 plus days of some sort.
What?
That's what I read. And the guy kind of stabilized his weight. Yeah, he was some guy up in Nepal or something, some monk of some sort. But if you look at the history, you'll see that people can do it for a long time. Now, that's not including fluid intake.
They're drinking water.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So no, he lived.
You would die. If
Right.
you didn't
Yeah,
drink water.
So it's they say in doctor school, 4 days without water you die, but you can live a long time without food, and that's all true. But I just think it hasn't been innovated into the fitness world. Because the fitness world is all about how you eat every 3 hours for so long.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for so long that it's the same thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We're going to change that. We're going to change that. We got a plan.
Dinner is a 3 hour thing.
What's up, man?
What up, bro?
You good? Yeah, bro.
How are you?
My bad, I want to interrupt y'all.
No,
you're
your
good.
thing. And it's just, it's disappointing because I'm older now. I came into this with passion and in a way that I want to do this for life. And I think people miss out on trying to find out the right answers because they don't have the right answers already. So, like for instance, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you gotta work for that as being your template. That sucks.
I agree. I think that's definitely been taught, and it's not really taught rightfully so. I think.
And then you talk to people are going to compete, and then they're supposed
This
to
is
have
like
the answer.
this is a whole nother video.
Yeah.
Too.
This is a fucking.
We can talk about it in a different video.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, let's wrap up the video.
Yes.
Being 42, being jacked and strong. No, you're in good shape, but also you're strong. It's not just you're in good shape because you you eat healthy and like you do yoga.
How
But
do you stay
like,
strong, bro? What's your secret?
Powerlifting.
I think
lifting heavy.
creatine.
It's powerlifting.
What kind?
Creatine?
What kind of creatine? Origin?
Kind of supplements
Well, I
you
will
taking,
tell you
dog?
this. Ever since that time, I started Origin supplements, which
you're
is
plugging. Okay.
which is
plugging it. OriginSubs.com.
I've tried everything back in the day from Metrex to Xenadrin to Hydroxycut to now.
You've done it all.
I've tried. I've never taken juice. I've never taken steroids.
Okay.
No reason. I just didn't. But I think when you look
Can't
at
relate. Go ahead.
when you look at people that are trying to look for the edge. I mean, I've tried every supplement. Origin, best supplement ever, because it's designed around the workout. If it's designed around the workout, it works. Hey, there's an idea. So pre-workout, this is what I do. Pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout. Post-workout's more aminos. Combine all of it. It's all designed that way anyways. Start sipping on it 20 minutes before. Finish it, most of it during the workout. Finish it if it's not done during the workout, and you're done. With alkaline water, and you can't go wrong.
Boom.
Simple.
The secret.
Well, there's the secret, guys.
Don't tell anybody.
There's a secret.
So that's how you do it. That's all you need.
All that stuff.
Now Brad can get results finally.
Real simple.
Finally.
Thank God.
Finally.
Jesus Christ, man.
It took this long, but hey, you know what I mean?
Thank you, Ray.
Sweet.
Always a pleasure, man.
You got it.
Subscribe, turn the post notifications on, all that good shit. I love you guys. Thank you.